back to the Mex Mundo kitchen. I've been sharing a lot of sweet recipes lately, candies or desserts or things like that, and I thought I would go back to a savory one so that you guys can have a bit of a different type of meal to prepare. And I want to show you guys how to make a Mexican style bean soup. In Mexico, they're called frijoles de la olla, and the name comes from olla means pot, and the way they were traditionally made in Mexico is in one of these clay pots, which the beans taste amazing whenever you cook in these pots. It's like there's some sort of magic on them. It's really good. But I'm aware not everyone can find them. If you have Amazon in the country you live in, you'll definitely find them there. I've seen them there. But if not, you can use a pressure cooker, a normal pot, anything will work. But if you do have a clay one, I recommend highly using this one. And I'll share my recipe with you guys because it's honestly a very good recipe. The ingredients you need to make your Mexican bean soup are 1 kilogram of Peruvian or peruano style beans. You can use any type you want, but these are the ones I like using. These are the ones I'm using in the video. They have a very nice taste and consistency. You also need half an onion, it's a big onion, 10 garlic cloves, 1 tomato, 2 jalapeño peppers, and salt to taste. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon. Okay, so let's get started. These are the beans I'm using. I've been using this brand, Verde Valle, for so many years. I love their products. They are really good. The bag is 900 grams. I know I told you guys a kilo in the recipe. The thing is, there's 1 kilo bags, there's 900 grams. You can buy it even loose if you want to go buy it in spice shops. So it doesn't make a difference if you cook the 900 grams or if you cook a kilo, so don't worry about that. Here's what you're going to have to do with your beans. The beans, it doesn't matter if you buy them bagged or if you buy them loose, you always have to clean them. What do I mean by clean them? You have to pass them through your hands and you have to check for stones because they get checked through machines and stuff, and stones will slip. Here's my experience, at least with this brand. Out of 10 bags, maybe I'll get a stone in 1 bag, and not even sometimes. It's honestly very rare that I find a stone, but I have found stones, and that's something you really don't want in your soup. That would be a very expensive dentist visit, so I really suggest that you clean your beans before using them. Once they're clean, what we're going to do is, when I make beans, I like making the whole process the night before I intend to cook them. I clean them and then I put them in a big bowl and I fill the bowl with water and I let them soak overnight. This is so the beans will cook very easily the next day. They're softer, and for example, in the pressure pot, they'll be done in 30 minutes. This also depends on what type of pot you're using. Like I said, you can use the pressure, the clay, a normal one. It depends on the beans also, the type of bean you're using, or if it's new or old. The older beans are, the longer they take to cook. So in the end of the video, I'll just show you the texture so you see what to expect so that you know when your beans are done. That being said, I'm doing mine in the pressure cooker. So, let's see. You will be needing this thing. In Mexico, it's called a morisquetera. It's kind of like a giant tea strainer. So you can look for one in Amazon or anything that you think you can put in a pressure pot or in a normal pot. What we're going to do is, it's usually closed like this, and it's sealed with this little thingamajiggy. I have no idea what these are called, but it's just closed. It tightens the 2 parts of the ball. So inside the ball, we're going to put our onion. The onion, we take the skin off, and we just cut it into a piece or 2 pieces, just so it fits inside the ball. It doesn't matter if you want to chop it up finely or in big pieces. This has no issue at all how you want to put it. The only thing is we have to fit most of our ingredients inside the ball. So you take the skin off the onion and you put it inside the tea strainer or morisquetera. Same goes for the garlic cloves. You take the skin off and you put those inside your tea ball. And your tomato also, you just cut off the end piece, you chop it off, and you put it in the tea ball, you close it, and you put it in your pot. After that, we're going to strain the water that we had our beans soaking overnight. We take that water out and we're going to put the beans in the pot, and we're going to put fresh water in there. In my case, since I'm using a pressure cooker, the inside of the pot shows you the maximum limit of water, so you really have to be careful not to go over that. When you cook with pressure cookers, you have to You shouldn't be afraid of them, but you should respect them because they are quite dangerous if you're not careful. And once you put the water up to the maximum level it allows you, you're going to add the jalapeños in there. What I do is I just poke them with a steak knife once or twice just so that the juices seep out into the broth. And I add my salt. Many people are going to find that like, boo, my mom, my grandma, they always add the salt at the end. My dad hated seeing me add the salt in the beginning. But the thing is, I honestly have never noticed a difference when you add the salt. Many people added halfway through cooking. The thing is, the traditional beans were cooked in this. So it doesn't matter if you open your pot in any stage of the cooking and just add the salt. A pressure pot, you can't just open. You have to wait until the valve goes down so you can open and check. I'm a really absent-minded person, so I tend to forget the salt. So I just started adding it in the beginning and I noticed there's absolutely no difference. So trust me, you can add the salt in the beginning and your beans will be awesome. So we have all our ingredients in our pressure cooker now, and what we do is we close it. You close it and you turn it on the stove. It has to be at medium heat, and what you're waiting is for the valve to go up. Once it goes up, you can either keep it at medium heat if you think that's fine for you, or lower the heat. And you're gonna let it cook for about 30-35 minutes. If your beans are new, like I said, it also depends on how old the beans are or which pot you're using. Once the 35 minutes are up, or 30, you can't open, if you're using a pressure pot, you can't open it straight away. You have to wait for the valve to go down. That means that all the pressure that's built in there is finally out of the pot, and it will be dangerous to open it. Please be very careful with that. And you can always, if you have one of the old ones, you can always kind of jiggle the little thing at the top, and if you still see that steam is coming out, don't open it. Or in my case, I just press here and it also has this sound that comes out, which means there's still a lot of built-in pressure, so you wait. But once that's done, that the valve is down and the steam is gone, then you can open it and check your beans. I'll show you once the beans are cooked what texture you need. Okay, so our beans are done. After a while, I realized that when I told you guys that the cooking time was about 30-35 minutes, I wasn't clear explaining that the time runs as of when the valve on the lid of your pressure pot goes up. You don't start counting as soon as you turn on the stove. You have to wait for the valve to go up if you're using a pressure pot cooker. Just wanted to make that clear. And while the beans are done, and I wanted to show you the texture because I know not everyone has had beans or has cooked beans, so it's a way to show you guys. So basically you just have to press on the bean and see that it has no resistance. It's very easy to smush in there. So that way you know that the bean is tender, it's ready to eat, it's super yummy, it's the best. These types of beans honestly are very good. If you haven't tried them, I recommend them, the peruano beans. And the way you enjoy bean soup in Mexico is you just chop up some tomato diced finely, onion, you garnish it with that. You can put some cilantro, you can put some radishes, you can put up some avocado, some fresh cheese. Enjoy it how you like it. So as long as you enjoy it, that's the important thing. And in the future, I'm going to be making a few more videos showing you different ways to use your beans, so it's not just a soup in case you're not a soup person. Some other very yummy dishes, especially if you're not a big meater like me. I don't eat a lot of meat. I enjoy meat, but I love beans. I love other stuff as well. So I'll share some dishes with you guys. And well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.